going to be hitting the mute button a few times. Why? Why? Because I got kids here and they're probably gonna say stupid things like, "Hi, Dad. Hi, everybody.
Well,
Hi, hi, podcasting world," and crap like that.
well, I just
And
went live, so we're live.
I mean, we all. How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is a somber day here at Working Title Sports Show because for whatever reason we have to deal with Patriots fans talking about Cam Newton for the
Actually,
rest of our life.
D, I want to start off with something.
Yeah.
We as 3BG, me and you, we're very much supporters of the MEAC
I'm
conference.
sorry. I'm sorry. I just noticed the title. What about Ghost? I'm sorry. What happened?
HBCU Ghost.
What happened?
I don't know. It just ties into six man and all
Oh
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But anyways, we're purveyors of the MEAC conference. We love the MEAC, right? So one Mikey Williams, who is apparently a 2023 prospect, he came out and was like, hey, he's thinking of actually going to a HBCU instead of one of the top colleges, and that's kind of sent waves. Everybody's like, oh shit, game breaker.
Yeah, it is a game breaker. That's a huge one, and the only reason why is because when you have a top prospect like that saying, "F it, I'm going to this school so I can be the example for everybody," that's something to me. That really is. And remember, like a month ago, I said, I don't know what will start it. If you get like five more of those dudes that do that every year, and I'm talking about top talent, top five talent, blue chips, they're blue chips. And instead of you saying, I want to go, and let's just keep it a basketball. Oh, you got a chance to play for Kansas. Nah, let me play for Prairie View. Oh, you got a chance to play for Maryland. I'm going to play for Howard. Oh, you got a big chance to play for LSU. Not LSU, USC.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd rather go play for, I got to think of another one.
I know, A&T.
Southern University. Southern University. Oh God! Now you see, if you can do that every year, yes, that means something. You have top prospects that do that every year. That means something because the big thing, there's not going to be this. At least black people need to learn. There's not going to be this big ass exodus. We already talked about that. It's not going to be all of the blue chips. There are people of color, including two niggas, including two Spanish niggas. It's like, nah, we going to a black college. Could you imagine if you were doing at LSU and if you were a scout at LSU and you got 10 blue chips that are coming to your school and four of them say we're going to Grambling, you're going to be like, wait,
what happened here?
Wait.
But like I've seen a lot of people say, oh man, this isn't gonna make waves. I'm like, yeah, it will make waves and stuff. I mean, one of them was saying, I forgot it was some rapper, I forgot the name of the show they were on. He was mentioning the whole thing about like, these players not getting national attention if they go to HBCU. But I was sitting back and one of the guys was saying, well, here's the thing. Those players, like if Zion Williams went to Howard, he's gonna still get fucking hit up by the NBA and get fucking drafted because at the end of the day, they're gonna still be like, oh, Zion Williams at Howard. All right, we're still gonna do that. And also, I think people forget, and maybe it's on the aspect of how it gets publicized and stuff. HBCUs are on ESPN now. ESPN Plus, if you actually have it. If you have ESPN Plus, it's a digital platform. You can actually watch HBCU games off ESPN Plus.
And let's just go with our idea. This is a dream scenario that one of the top high school prospects is already like, I'm going to Delaware State. If that person still has the clout of them saying that we can do it, yes, they'll definitely like ESPN will show up at that school. I think also a lot of people are forgetting that a lot of if these schools get enough of these people, at least a good chunk of it, they can't do that thing they do every year and go to 10 schools and get washed out just so they can make the money. Come on, man. That's why every year we gotta say, like, no, look, man, nobody's about to watch Mississippi Valley get tore up by Duke University. Nobody's trying to see that.
But they will watch Maryland. Man. But they will watch Maryland whoop the shit out of Howard because ratings, and that's good for the local scene too. So
I feel like that. Yeah, look, the locals. That's what they usually do. It's usually like just the local games. Like, oh, it's going to be Georgetown versus whatever, the local black college, Morgan State. Good Lord, Morgan State going against anybody is just cringeworthy for me because I just
Man,
know they're going to get killed. But the thing about it is, you gotta build it. You have to build it. You have to build um some type of reputation, man. Especially these black colleges, man. These itty bitty black colleges, bro. They have to, man. Now, I'm not expecting Alabama State to be crushing anybody, but
nah. I
you know,
mean, also too, we talked about earlier in Working Title Short Sports Show. You remember when Hampton left the MEAC and they went to the Big
yes, I
South?
do. Yes, I do know that.
So before the coronavirus popped off back in February, A&T announced that they were leaving the MEAC, and starting
Yeah.
this month, actually, they're effectively gone. So
Now,
they're
who are they going to be a part of? Did they say they
Big
was going to be
South,
a part of?
Big South.
They're going to Big South too. All
Hmm.
right, cool, cool,
And
cool.
so also Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman are leaving the MEAC, and they'll be joining the SWAC in 2021.
Okay, see that makes sense. See, I'm cool with. See, but Doom Cookman to me going to any of the regular white conferences would just seem so. It's like they're going to SOCOM, ain't they? They're going to be in that
Yeah.
conference, like that. You
Now,
know, somewhere where they don't belong, man.
I mean, a lot of it is apparently, um, especially for A&T and stuff, is to travel, because now if you're, I think a lot of the schools in the Big South are actually within driving distance of A&T, so it makes sense for them to actually sit there and be like, all right, well, we're going to sit there and drive short distance around the North Carolina Eastern Coast versus, all right, so we got to face off against Hampton, so we got to drive our ass all the way to Norfolk. Oh shit, we got to go to Howard, so we got to drive our ass all the way from North Carolina to DC, and it's a mess travel wise apparently.
But you know what I see when I hear that, to me is more of,
They
I
go by
feel like
bus, they don't fly. That's the thing.
I know that they don't fly, they don't do none of that. I got this feeling like it's more of the conference itself, just like being broke, because that's what it feels like,
Could be
especially
too.
with because you know the way it's handled, the way you got all these athletes who truly believe that they wanted to. I mean, like, not say truly believe, but truly wanted to go to this school and say that, oh, I'm a pirate. Like in Hampton's case, I'm a Hampton pirate. Oh, I'm gonna, you do all this, and then you go to school, and the conference itself is just ran terribly, and all the rest of that. See, that's the one
Mhm.
thing I think a lot of people don't talk about. I don't judge it because a lot of people don't judge it because they don't really know how, I want to say effed up, but it feels like how fucked up.
Oh, it's messed up. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. It feels like everybody that works at that conference is just like, look, 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 look. The Coca-Cola sign is up. There's going to be a McDonald's commercial. I don't know why you're complaining. Look, go out there and lose to Connecticut 50-4.
collect this
It,
money.
that's what it feels like to me. That's what it really feels like to me. It feels like everybody. It feels like everybody is like they had just like a terrible organ. Just everything organized wise just terrible, man.
I mean, and it's just on top of the fact that right now, a lot of schools are doing this thing where they're kind of like, hey, are we gonna have all these kids gonna be doing online classes? And if they're doing online classes, what does that mean for college athletes? And I'm like, it's probably not gonna be no football season either. So, I mean, I don't see any NCAA football season happening. Honestly, that's just me.
No, no, and you like you said with the Ivy League teams dropping out, there's like all the smart people like, well, you could go out to get your virus, but we are sitting home being educated
Especially when you
like you're
have,
supposed to be in college,
especially when you have,
not running around wearing backwards caps and going to frat parties and anything like that.
especially when you got Harvard sitting there the whole time, like, oh hey, you're taking online courses. Guess what? You're still paying 40,000 for the semester. So go fuck
But
yourself.
but 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 the corona, and it stopped us, and we don't care here at I'm sorry, we at Arizona State pride ourselves on education, and you must give us all of your money up front. Also, the beer bog, the beer bog salad, that we started last week. None of y'all only had one girl got raped. So that means that we're doing better, guys.
We're going up there. We're moving. We're going.
Only 5 girls were sexually assaulted. That's a record. It's never been that low here. Don't you see the greater good?
Oh
We can
man.
be Arizona State can be respectable again. I feel like everybody rushing to get. Look, it's just that everybody's impatient,
Yeah,
and
they
that's
are.
the problem with everybody right now with COVID. Anyway, we're impatient. We want
Yeah.
to be together. We want to have our lives normal and all that. That's black or white, and that's the thing that kills me to a lot of people because as much as people like to sit and judge, you're the first person like, God, I need sports.
I mean,
Oh, and like people are desiring the most weird things. They're like, oh crap, I wish I could watch tennis. Like, really? And nigga, you never watched tennis in your life. You want to watch it now? Get out my face.
I mean, so you have that happening. Then I guess let's talk about it because you know that we always I feel we kind of it's not on purpose, but we might as well put it out there since it's at the beginning. So the much like the NBA, the WNBA is also trying to do their own little tournament and stuff, so to speak. And
And speaking of which, I just got 2K20. I'm just gonna say this. So I can't create no girls. Really?
what?
Oh, I know,
What?
right? You're like dog. I would love to have a full on look. That's effed up because y'all have no faith in that league lasting long because they got the one because on 2K is like play a robust 80-year league. You play 80 years. WNBA, y'all get to play that one season. I'm thinking to myself, y'all ain't ish. Y'all wrong.
WA been kicking
Y'all can at
around.
least give me like 3 seasons. No.
WNBA been kicking around since like the '90s and shit. They can't even give them like 50.
Man,
They've been
it's
kicking it with 20 years, wouldn't they? Like 20 years, about 20 years, isn't it? Yeah. So it's like
97, about 97, 96 years. So it's been
yeah,
yeah, it's about 20 some years.
yeah, 20 something years, and it's like damn, you can't even give me eight. You give me a season. I can't even get all the way back to.
Hey,
You can't even get me to fucking Cheryl Swoops. God damn, can I get
that's
that?
what I'm saying. I was hoping that there was going to be. I was hoping there was going to be some weird, not weird, but like a legends little section or something. I was really hoping for that.
That would
Of
have been
course,
dope.
there wasn't. And then the only thing I will say is this. I will say is this, and I have to say this. So a lot of guys who wants to sit there and tell me like, oh man, oh like I don't want to see all them lesbians play. Okay, true. About 50, 70% of that league is gay. Okay, let's just get
Which
it
is
out there.
weird because
But here's the thing. But hold on, I'm
Mhm,
gonna go here. I just glancing through the roster, and I'm gonna be a
mhm.
pig about it. There's a lot of pretty chicks in the WNBA. There's a lot of
I
good-looking girls in
mean,
the
look,
WNBA.
look, look, listen.
Granted, makeup. Granted, none of them standing up. But
Hey, all I'm saying is this: like, yo, like I will watch some women's college basketball because they be balling out the fucking control. Like it is
yeah, you ain't
nuts.
lying.
I
No,
mean,
it's a free for all. But anyway, what about the WNBA? What about them?
so they're doing a tournament there right now. They're
Oh
in the stipulation
yeah.
of trying to figure out the housing situation stuff. But it seems like so far they haven't. They're basically waiting for all the women to kind of be cleared medically and stuff, which is funny because it seems like everything's going green with them versus the NBA, where the players are like, I don't know, man. Some of us is
I call
I don't
bull crap.
know.
I call bull crap. The WNBA, if the WNBA had proven anything to me, this crisis should have freaking bankrupted them. I'm just being honest with you. Of all the different leagues that got to deal with different crap, man, the WNBA is like, we're actually fine. How?
Thank you. It's like
How?
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on that one, but
And you're going to go ahead and be the full asshole and go like, I'm sorry. When did Tampax tampons renew their contract with you? It's like that's
it's horrible, man. Who is the Because I know you put it up on our on Instagram. Who is the chick from the WNBA that just got that prisoner released?
Oh, that was God, I forgot her name. I'm terrible with names. God damn it. Um, she plays for New York though.
Yeah, but
She plays for Liberty.
shout outs to her because I did not know she was actually like behind that. I was like, oh shit, like she
There's a
really put.
lot of That's the thing. A lot of people are behind different things in the WNBA, man. And that's the thing that kills me. Much like women doing anything with black people, they kind of like we kind of forget how good they are, how much they do in the background. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah. So before we also go into the big news and stuff, hey, birthday shout out to OJ Simpson because his birthday coming up. So just had to put that out there.
So we get to say something about the juice. The
Yeah,
juice.
about the juice, the juice. Hello,
Oh
Twitter
man.
world.
Hello, Twitter world's me juice. Well, I was thinking today when I picked up the knife, I thought to myself, I better cut this cake. And realize this. Okay, OJ, chill, nigga.
Oh, he got dude. Every day he gets on Twitter, it's like I'll wait for him to say something out of pocket, and it never happens. And it's like, damn it, I feel disappointed, but I'm not disappointed. It's just
I
weird.
will say this: we all look for trigger things when it comes to OJ jokes. You ever look at it and be like, I hope to the God there's not like a white woman just in the background randomly, because everybody's gonna be like, run,
Go,
run.
go. I mean,
He still got he still got to thirst for blood. Chick, run.
it's so different than like what was it oh, when he was talking about Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, and everybody's like, all right, OJ, where you going with this? And it's like, okay, whew, you got it right. Whew, okay, all right,
Because
OJ, you're
I
great.
think the reason why everybody was like that was because real talk.
OJ never he never
Much
fuck
like
with black
Lionel
people.
Richie, much like Lionel Richie, black people lost him a long time ago. So what we did for him in the trial is the most he's gonna get from here on out for black folk. So even if he got up there and said, what, all these Black Lives Matter protesters, they need to sit down. Like I would fully expect it.
Everybody would be like,
Here
oh,
come
that's on
OJ.
brand. That's on brand. All right.
Here come on Riffle. Or Riffle come out of nowhere like, you know what? They right. They right. The way they feel, they need to feel that way. And doing all this, like, white folk going to have field day with this. But personally, really, Juice, good for you.
It's like that Dave Chappelle joke when he was like, it'd be fucked up. OJ gets to the half yard line, he drops a knee like, no.
He runs out to the 50-yard line all hobbling because he knows these men.
No.
He's making me sit down and hit the knee. To me, every time he hit that knee, pow! Like you see how light it is. Just make it a little brighter.
It's like that shit from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh when Yu-Gi-Oh popped the Exodia on fucking Kaiba. And it's like,
that's the only thing that's missing, man. OJ knew what he needed. But like I said, good for him. It's his birthday. Of course, we're gonna talk. Had to say that. But
also shout outs to him because he's the main reason why I bought All Pro 2K8 because his ass was on the front cover of it. I was like, oh shit, I get to play as Juice.
2K8.
Yes.
2K8. I wanted to play that so much and I never did, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, you play all the fucking veteran NFL players, and somehow 2K managed to get around that shit. It was just like you could play as the veterans, but they were on like no name teams and stuff, like made up teams and stuff. But it was like, fuck, I get to play as Juice. All right, cool,
Oh man, here comes the Stallions. There's always a stallion. Here comes the Stallion. Here comes the Stallions' lead running back, Barry Sanders, and his quarterback, Roger Staubach. Here's me. This game is lit.
It really, dude, it was fun.
I think it's actually pretty good. I heard it was fun, but a lot of people just like at the end of the day, it's like it could be better. Yeah. That's all I heard of it. That's all I heard of it, man.
So now to the big news. Cam Newton. He's playing for the New England Patriots. It's official. He signed on for a year. It's causing a bit of a debacle. Some funny, which is like somebody put a meme up of racist white people looking at Cam Newton like
he got the noose in their hand like.
On the other hand, though, it's funny because somebody was like, if the New England Patriots do so good, that speaks to the volumes of how great Bill Belichick is. And also somebody was like, and I could also say Tom Brady is a system quarterback.
Like, oh, no. I'm waiting for that because I don't think, because as much as I really don't think that Tom is a system quarterback as much as we think he is, a part of me thinks he really is.
Look. You already know the talk is going to happen because of that. I already see it happening.
I already know it too because I got a feeling. A part of me's got this feeling like, yo, man, Bruce Arians is going to be week 8 when they ain't won a game. Bruce Arians, like, let me tell you how much of a bum Tom Brady really is. No. I think I earned this. Unlike them 6 Super Bowls, let me tell you what this is.
I mean, it's
You
to
know,
a
it's
point.
always going to be a good story when somebody goes, "Hey, let me tell you what this."
Now, I am assuming. I'm assuming two things are going to happen. I have predict. New England is going to run the AFC East. I already see that shit happening. Like
Sadly, I think it's going to happen regardless. As much as Buffalo has real reason to feel good next year,
they got to prove it to me. They got to prove themselves. I'm
they
sorry.
got it.
Like
They have to.
you got pieced out in the playoffs. Nah, you got to prove that shit.
The
Like nah.
way, yeah, exactly. The way they got pieced out last year, bro. It's like Buffalo. If they were in any other comp, I wouldn't even go that far. But you
Yeah,
know,
exactly, exactly.
are you sure? Are you
So
sure?
if they were the NFC East nowadays, they would get
Now let's
waxed.
keep it on it. Let's keep it the same camera. Y'all was in the AFC North. I'm like, no, y'all be dead. Y'all be dead.
I mean, it's
Y'all
not like
dealing
this.
with that murderous roll call, the Steelers, then the Ravens, and then when they want to get froggy, well,
The
actually, you know what?
Browns,
Last year, yeah, the Browns now. I forgot it switched. It
yeah,
ain't the Bengals no more. It's
the,
the Browns.
the
If they want to
Brown
get froggy, they can beat you.
the Browns get froggy. The Bengals are like, oh, I guess we'll take the L today. All right,
You know what?
whatever.
Speaking of which, I'm looking forward to one of my favorite college players just next year. Oh, I think Joe Burrow is going to hit a wall, and it's called NFL speed,
We'll
and
see
it's
when they
called
have a.
NFL just expectations. Joe Burrow is going to get it next season. Is he going to be good? No,
See,
no.
now I want y'all to understand this. If you're listening to this, all right, and if you're seeing this, notice that D said next season because he's just like me. We ain't getting a goddamn season this year.
I'm sorry. There's going to be a season this year.
Exactly.
There's going to be a season.
Because you heard
Okay.
did you hear the news about how the Ravens AT&T Stadium was like, yeah, we're only going to have the stadium at half capacity. I'm like, but that's still social
I told
distancing.
you. I told
That's
you.
not social distancing,
Uh,
guys. What are we doing here?
M&T, I was telling you that M&T Stadium is 60, no, about 70, 80,000 seats. And then you got FedEx, that's 90,000. So you mean to tell me that Hogan, who, let's just be real, him talking all that shit on 4th of July. All right, everybody, 4th of July, there's no fireworks in Maryland. How long you been living in the state of Maryland? How long you been living in the state of Maryland? When did we ever follow that in Maryland?
I drove through Greenbelt, Largo, and saw fireworks shooting off from the fucking Beltway.
It
They
was,
don't
you
give
know
a
what?
fuck.
Like I said, this year. Just stopping on this just real quick. This year was just special because I think it's a combination of everybody been in the house. It's a combination of everybody got more money than usual. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's on unemployment
Saving
getting
money.
paid. Everybody's on unemployment getting paid properly for the first
Mm-hmm.
time in their life. That is like, oh, bet I ain't got nothing to do Tuesday. Hey, Richie, you trying to go, Richie? You trying to go? You trying to go up to Pennsylvania, bro? That's how it was anyway. But I'm like, you really think they're gonna open up the stadiums? The state of Maryland, who has been better than most places in the country when it comes to the COVID thing, you think they're just gonna just open the doors with no vaccine in sight? You really think that's gonna happen, nigga? And I heard it open in Maryland Live. They only letting in like 14 people at a time to gamble, bro. So how in the world
Yeah,
you think this?
because I totally want to play fucking blackjack with one person like right on the other end. I'm really gonna rake in the money.
I heard they ain't got like nobody in the casinos and all that. They're like, oh, it's such a sad moment. I'm like, no, that's people gambling. Those are people losing their lives.
Well, let's be real too. I mean, granted, this is a side note here. Yeah, if you live in PG County, I am currently searching for a house in PG County and stuff, they raised the property tax,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
and that's a byproduct of the fact of they're not getting any money from casinos since COVID happened. Because that was pretty much what was staving off property taxes going up. They were raking in a ton of money from the casinos.
Like one of the benefits of living in PG is that they have these. Jesus, like I said, PG is ran better than most counties anyway. So
Hence why it's a rich county.
it's Rise of Rich County, which kills me with niggas always saying, "Man, PG ain't did nothing remarkable ever."
So you have to live in the right spots.
Come on, man, little baby ain't from the District Heights.
I mean, you gotta live.
Like there's always a rapper or some murderer that they always refer to.
Like
Like
they
man,
didn't do shit for Capitol Heights. I'm like, I don't know, man. Don't
somebody
know.
Somebody killed me with that, man. But no, man. It's like but I think it's hilarious how everybody really thinks there's going to be a season. Look, I do think that like the NFL really needs to. The NFL still ain't got a plan though, and they have been
they're just
quiet about said plan anyway.
I mean, they're just talking about literally just like half stadiums and stuff, and they still haven't addressed the fact that you still got some players that are still currently testing positive.
Man,
Like Zeke Elliott just came out and said he was positive for COVID, which I'm like, well, I knew your dumb ass did because you went to that fucking party that Dak fucking did through. So I'm looking at Dak like, hey, Dak, you test positive or nah, bro? Like,
Dak like, nah, nigga, I'm clean. COVID don't work that way.
don't work.
I've been noticing COVID don't work that way. There's some people that have been in the field with COVID people coughing on them and be all right. And then there's some people, you know what? I'm gonna spend 2 extra minutes outside today than I normally would, but I'm still in quarantine.
Well, you saw Tom Brady flex his white privilege by basically saying "fuck the NFL" and telling us we can't practice, and said, "Hey, all y'all that want to win on the fucking on the Buccaneers, come to my practice. Let's go."
I just have this feeling there's a lot of talk coming from Tom Brady, and everybody's gonna realize. You're not Belichick, bro. I don't know who you think you are.
We'll see, because everybody seems to think, and if you're the NFL, you'd be stupid not to have this matchup in the regular season. If it happens, the Buccaneers versus the Patriots, you got to do that. Fuck it,
that's a game this season. Yeah, you got to show that.
That's money.
That's period.
That is money.
That's you have to show. You know, see, that's another thing that's killing. Oh yeah, the big thing that's happened. The Redskins are in the process of changing their name, and it might actually happen.
I was actually going to get to that because that's the big news in the NFL, next to the Mahonne thing, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But so I think we talked about at length first episode about our growing up in this area and the DC sports teams, and I remember when the Bullets had to change their name and stuff, and they ran a contest to see who could come up with the best name and stuff. And somebody said,
remember Sea Dogs for whatever reason. I still remember Sea Dogs.
I remember that, and then that's when it was like
that was leading actually. And I remember even as an 8th grader in 1997, I said white people.
I mean, it was so many names, and then when they said the Wizards, I was like, that's a name I would never picked up on. But
I would have never picked up on the Wizards either, because I thought they should have went with because the other one I remember was the Express. I remember that. I remember as a kid, going to work.
See, I remember as a kid, I said Lightning, and my dad was like, that sounds like a pretty good name. And then I was like, I said Lightning, like the Washington Lightning and stuff. And, which is weird because I remember there was the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL and stuff. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe get the Washington Lightning, blah, blah, blah.
And then you got all these uncreative white people that's like, let's call them the Washington Congresses or some shit like that.
I mean, dude, I think your boy sat there and said the best. Just call them the Washington Sentinels and get it over with. I was like,
with the Redskins name, yeah, just call them the Sentinels. I don't want Red Tails because that's Alabama, and number 2, that's Tuskegee. And let me just be real. I don't trust the NFL with taking something that's important to Black history and attaching it to a name. I don't feel comfortable with that. That's the last thing I feel uncomfortable with, man, with them doing some crap like that, man.
I mean, the NFL is like WWE when it comes to Black history and stuff. They'll recognize it and then immediately just No.
See, here's the thing. WWE, when it comes to Black history, I feel like they're obligated at this point because, like, Vince looks around. There's 17 Black people that work here. I'll do something now. Have to. Also, the Negroes are watching now, apparently.
Also, he has Xavier and Biggie in his ear constantly, like, "Come on, Vince, man, come on, man, come on."
See, here's the funny thing about a lot of people always tell me, Black people can't sell out. We can't sell out and do certain things. Like, oh no, we can't do that. No, the white man won't let us have it. There is a thing when it comes to older white men. If you're a Black person and you're in with that old white guy, that's still kind of a true thing. If that's how I say, that's how Bob Johnson got his money, but everybody started going, ooh, But look, but
You
that's
let
how homie look. I was look. If we want to be real, that's our homie at Comcast before they sued him, and everybody gets sued by a homie. That's how he got there.
let me tell
So
you something. You ask any black wrestler in WCW if they love Ted Turner, they would say we love Ted Turner. Ted
yeah,
Turner,
yeah.
listen. Black folks in Atlanta love them some fucking Ted Turner. That motherfucker was for them, man. Like, however you feel about old rich white people, like Ted Turner was that guy. So
I think the same thing goes for Vince, and I think it feels like odd with Vince.
yeah, it's
Ooh,
like
I think it feels because when I say I think it feels odd with Vince because it's always like, oh man, I love the way black people will express their love for Vince McMahon. Every other black people are instantly we just like, ugh.
just like
Let that white man touch you or something. There's always something messed up. Like here's the thing. I will give this up to wrestling black fans of wrestling. I'll give it up. None of us recognize Brodus Clay as a black person, and it's hilarious. They will mention all these black stars. I remember they had me when WWE made that Black History collage this year,
yeah.
which was fucking gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I don't care what anybody say. Hate WWE all you want. That was a gorgeous picture, but the one thing.
No Brodus. No Brodus.
No, Brodus was on there. He was on there, and somebody instantly said, "That nigga." Who is that? That's a white man. That's terrible because Brodus Clay, unlike the Hodge twins, the twins will at least try to say they're black. Brodus like, you ain't a black man, Brodus. So anyway, I was and you can probably say, nah, he's not gonna pay attention to your dumb question. Here's me, no, it's because he knows he's Caucasian. So
I mean,
he's not trying to entertain your stupid question, your liberal questions. No, it's because that's a black man that knows he ain't been a nigga since his mama spat him out. So
I mean, but anyway, so with the Skins trying to change their name, it looks like they are. There's all these stories whirling around about how the top executives they're trying to ditch out the Skins because they're going to lose money. Which I'm like, you guys are not going to lose money off.
No, they're going to lose money. They're going to lose a lot of money.
How you figure?
Here's the thing. You want to know why Redskins are always the top team when it comes to money? That's because of merchandising. It ain't because they win. Come on now, Chris. When have they ever won anything in this city of meaning in the last 15 years? Okay?
I don't know, man. I was thinking it would be.
All of that is merchandising, and the Redskins have a lot of that. Not only that, it's their name that's attached to everything else. That's a big thing too, bro. So when you removing to add a new name, yeah, it just sounds like, oh, just paying out, put up a new thing. Yeah, put up a new one. Guess what? That's going to cost money.
I thought it was going to be like the Wizards, where as much as they changed the color for that short time, I was glad that they went back to the Bullets colors, but still kept the Wizards name in a degree. So I was thinking,
easy. See, uniforms much easier. Even unveiling a new logo, but you're still under that same trademark. You're fine. You're fine. You're going from Redskins to Warriors. I'm for Warriors, but I'm not.
Well, the Warriors, but somebody said the Warriors trademark is under Golden State apparently. So I know. But that's why I was like, just go Sentinels, and you can still keep your same colors. You're just gonna have to change the logo.
I think if anything, like see, that's the one that everybody's agreeing on, and even us as Washingtonians, you and I can say this: keep the burgundy and gold.
Yeah, keep the burgundy and gold.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's iconic. Those colors, I can't even deny them. I kind of like them myself.
You just gonna have to change. You just need a logo that goes with it. That's all you really need, and you're fine.
And the one thing I kept on hearing from a lot of people is, "Come on, this is not Chief Wahoo." White man. White man. Thank you.
First off, Cleveland Indians is also another team that actually is considering changing their name now.
They need to. And see, look, them getting rid of Wahoo was. Thank God they got rid of Chief Wahoo.
Hey, real talk. Hey, you know what though? I gotta be honest.
Shout out to Bomani Jones with that Caucasian shirt with the
Oh man, hey, I remember every white person lost their shit when he put that Caucasian shirt on. Like, how dare you do that? I was like, he's making a point, guys. Like, what
I want a Washington Cracker shirt myself.
I mean,
Because a Washington Cracker shirt have just some white boy that came from San Francisco who's gay, who has a microbrewery that lives in Southeast. That's a logo. That's what y'all
oh
doing in my
man.
damn city, bro. You want to be real. You want to keep it 100. See,
I mean,
somebody said, what about? Somebody said when I said no to red tails, is there something in DC that you can make it instead that's going to represent Washington DC? I said all you have is three things: Marion Barry, crack in the '80s. So yeah, man, it's not that many names, man. So like for me, Warriors, I think Sentinels are not bad. I
yeah,
can get used to that. But I will say this, and I understand why some Redskins fans are like this, because somebody said, "Can't this just be our last year as the Redskins?" And
yeah,
I hate to be that person. He's right.
yeah. I mean,
It'll cost y'all less money. This is the last year. Now, but here's the problem, and everybody knew this, and this is why a lot of people stopped giving a crap to fight this crap, is because we knew Daniel Snyder was not going to move until his money gets effed up. When the second I heard that FedEx was like, no, we're not going to support this name no more. We're going to yank our name off the stadium, which is money that goes to Dan Snyder, by the
mhm,
way. But
mhm.
what FedEx said, they're going to remove their stuff. And FedEx and the Redskins of FedEx, I don't think anybody that's outside DC, y'all would have noticed. Redskins and FedEx are like this, and
Yep.
they're constantly doing this to each other. So when you have one cycle of this relationship is over,
I mean,
you
hey,
just got Daniel Snyder with his legs open, like,
I mean, it's no different than MCI and Verizon when they built that when they built
See,
the center in DC and stuff. It was like that was like a fucking symbiotic relationship right then and
that
there.
was a handover. That was handover because remember Verizon was I don't know where Verizon started, but they was buying up everybody at the time. Remember that?
Yep.
So so that was just easy trade over. But when you take team name and likeness and all the rest of that, and you got to
Mm,
move it. That's money. That's a lot of money. And I got to be real. This should be their last year as the Redskins. After that, don't ever use the term Redskin ever again. Let's not
I
talk
mean,
about
I
them.
gotta be real. I might be that guy and buy some Redskin merch just for
You
shits
know,
and giggles.
you know what? If there's one thing, all right, what would you get, D? Clinton Portis, Daryl Green, Art Monk, London Fletcher, because y'all don't respect him, London Fletcher,
Deion
and
Sanders and Daryl Green. That's it.
fuck you. I'm not going to do that. Was I'm not getting that off of principle. You know why? Not because he left to the Cowboys to the Redskins. That didn't boil my blood.
Nah,
What
I
boiled
didn't.
my blood is that Dion, you did jack crap for the Redskins. That is what blows my mind.
My man came to
Dion as a
DC.
look. Dion as a Raven, was he decent? Wasn't he decent on the Ravens? He was decent. DC, he couldn't give the same effort. Love Dion for that.
Hey, Dion came to DC, got his money, chilled, got some crab cakes from the fucking wharf, and was like, I'm out.
Bought a
I'm
new
out.
Bentley, rented a house out in Potomac, Maryland. Come on, nigga, we already know what y'all do.
First off, time out for a second. The fact that you nailed on the fact that he was in Potomac, he didn't take his black ass to DC. He's like,
Have
nah,
you
nigga, I'm going
seen?
to Potomac.
Here's the thing. When it comes to if you want a house that is still in Maryland and you want to be rich, I mean it. Go to Potomac. You're gonna be like, oh, perfect,
Or at
perfect, and I
most,
want that one. That's how you would be. Trust me.
Potomac, or at most, Reston.
You know what? I think Reston is nice too.
Or
Personally,
Leesburg, right around there.
and, and personally because I'm that type of person that's gonna stay that wants to be true to like if Three Back Geeks had the money like that, we was like, oh, we millionaires. D, where you staying? I'm staying in the hood. And I'm no when I say hood, oh no. I'm staying in PG. Oh, you think I'm gonna live in Sula? No,
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 no.
no. I'm going to be in the middle of the woods, right between before you go to the St. Mary's County and PG, that bunch right there where it's like that's a lot of niggas here. That area right before you get to St. Mary's. Like that's where I want to be. Like there's a lot of black folk here. That's a lot of land too.
Oh yeah,
You ever drive through there, man? You ever drive through that joke, man?
dude, you're in the backwoods, like in Upper Marlboro, going past like fucking Frederick Douglass High School and shit.
Yeah.
From all up in there and shit. You're like, man, there's some nice ass houses back here. Who's living back here? It's a lot of land.
Like even with what's the name? It wasn't there like Annapolis all that. Yeah, man. Like yeah, it's nice out here. But yeah, man. No, for real.
I would get Dion or Daryl Green. Probably Daryl Green more so than anything.
I think it's without question, if you are in this area and you would get one person for the Redskins, I think everybody would say Daryl Green. My fifth person, who personally I liked him, Terry Allen. When Terry Allen played for the Redskins, man, I actually liked him.
Oh, actually, you know what?
He ate up, bro.
Just because I think I am probably one of the small few people that stand for him and stuff. Jason Campbell.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You shouldn't feel bad for saying I stood up for him. We all did.
Hey, look, man. I was that one dude that was standing. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm like, hey, Jason Campbell, you're a pretty good quarterback. Man,
you know what?
How am I standing and I'm a Cowboy fan for you guys?
It didn't kill me though. Didn't kill me though. Gotta get these Redskin fans to go like, oh man, like man, we changed the name and all this. Like, nigga, nobody's worried about y'all legacy. All right, I'm just being real. When they took down George Marshall's statue, I was like, are you sure? Is this the victory that we want? Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because I said that because I was like, this just feels like a waste of time unless y'all going to really do something with the Redskins and try to have them change their organization. Because that's what we realized very quickly with them. The organization. The fact that we got 4 of the co-owners, like, we're out this zone, that shows you one thing. Nobody wants to work for Dan Snyder. Nobody wants to work with him. Nobody wants to negotiate with him.
He's been trying since day one to be like Jerry Jones. But as you pointed out, though, like, the difference is, as much as we give shit to Jerry Jones, at least Jerry Jones knows something. I mean,
Jerry Jones knows his football. Jerry Jones is a good businessman. Yeah. Daniel Snyder, you're difficult at both. You're struggling at doing both of those things.
I mean, because think about it. It's like
also, and this is a big thing. Here's a major thing, and I hate being this person when it comes to this. You're not nearly as likable as Jerry Jones. At least Jerry Jones, you can say, all right, cool, I get it. All right, quick draw, McGraw, let's do this.
Because if you think about the players that Jerry got versus the players that Dan Snyder got, like, I don't know any player that Jerry got on the Cowboys that burned them monetarily versus what Dan Snyder did, like somebody along the lines of Albert Hainsworth. I don't think nobody on Dallas is along those lines.
I think Dallas,
like, not even Pat-Man Jones wasn't even on that level.
I think Dallas have made some bad decisions and all that. I think, like, good example to me is like I think they paid Tony probably too much money. You know what I mean? Just to be real, I think they paid him too much money, but at the same time, that's very debatable. I get it.
But you know full and well they did that as I'm sorry, Tony, for fucking you up all these years. Like, we're so sorry, Tony. We're so sorry. Please forgive us.
But Tony finally got the money he deserved and the line he deserved and the offense that was actually something that he wanted to run himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and look, I don't think Tony predicted Dak doing as well as he did his rookie season. So it was like,
But I think with Tony, he knew the second he saw it, it was like, yep, I'm done. This is not my thing no more.
He saw Dak as equal, and he was like, well, let me go ahead and get this last play in against Philly and show him what you missed, and then we're good to go. All right, cool.
Didn't Tony get like an interception or something? Just without the best Tony Romo way.
No, Tony. No, you remember Tony? He literally drove down and got a touchdown. That was this play, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, Romo's back, baby!" And I'm like, "Well, that was already play."
Yeah, I remember that. Man. At that point, he was like, "Nah, I'm done, dude. Dog, I already handed the keys off, bro."
Oh, Tony was just like, "You know what? We're in the playoffs, but this is fun. This is fun, right, guys? All right, cool. You know, we're good."
And then the very next year, he immediately bosses up and by saying, "Okay, this next play, they're gonna run this. Look, they're gonna run a cut up right there, and they cut up right there." I told you. See, the way he thinks is like, and I said to everybody, like, when the Romo was like that, I'm like, I've been telling y'all for years, this nigga's smart as hell. The problem about it is that Tony either has there's two things about Tony. And I can say this now, Chris. It's been long enough. We can admit this.
All right.
Tony, yes, he did not have the people around him to do it. Number two, He was an 88 and nothing more. There was look, as much as you and I fought to say he was a 90, 91, Tony never touched it. Tony was always an 88.
He's a strong 88. He's a strong 88.
He actually got vision.
He's a strong 88. He's like, if I'm playing 2K5, that dude fucking balling out of control, man. I can fucking just
I know, right, man? I know,
right? But look, though, let's be real. CBS, they fucking paid him a king's ransom.
Oh, bro. I'm glad he got his money with them. I'm so glad he got his money with them.
That dude chilling at home with his fucking kids running around like, hey, we're going to have more kids? All right, let's go.
Woohoo! Like, all right. All I gotta do is be Woody at work.
It's like I get to play golf. I might go for the U.S. Open. I'm like, well, Tony, you're all right, but you ain't U.S. Open material. But whatever.
I heard he got close. He fucked around and got eerily close.
Yeah. He almost got. I think it was a couple of years. Actually, no, it was year one when we started this show that he almost got into the U.S. Open. He almost qualified for the U.S. Open. I was like, damn, Tony, that good? Shit.
Tony tried a couple times. He tried a couple times to get in these tours, man. I know because it's kind of funny. He's just he's a really decent golf player, man. Yeah. And then we talked about it when we did Happy Madison. Yes, Happy Madison of all things. We talked about it before. Some of these guys get ranked low, but they're pretty good golfers. They're really good golfers, man.
But we gotta talk about this Patrick Mahomes deal because this is the price of the brick has went up, and this unknowingly, because I don't think we talked about this enough. We talked real quick. Dak Prescott, we mentioned that he got franchise tagged. He did sign the franchise tag thing, so that means that Dallas got him for another year.
But they have to sign him. But they got to sign him. This is their last chance to sign him too.
Yeah. So right now, it's coming down to the wire at this point. Right now, as we're doing this show. Oh, no, they got to the end of this month, right?
Yeah, they got the end of this month.
Yeah, so they got the end of this month.
Basically, before training camp starts. Before training camp, you have to do something before that.
So right now, Mahomes' deal kind of puts. Now, I'm not, and again, I want people to. I'm prefacing with this. Me and D are not saying that Dak Prescott deserves Patrick Mahomes' money. Fuck no.
I am. No,
be like, no,
nigga.
No, we are not saying that. But I will say this does kind of put it in Dak's favor just a smidge, just a little bit.
Who was it? Skip Bayless said it best. Where does this leave Patrick? Because that's like,
I can.
You're from 10 years.
I can go over this.
How many Super Bowls do you have to get before they go back and like, all right, let's reconstruct this whole thing?
Because I can go over this deal right now. So basically, right now, with him signing his deal, he can't really do any extracurricular activities at all.
What do you mean?
Oh, meaning that he can't be doing basketball, baseball, all that kind of shit, which I didn't know I didn't know that was part of like some sort of deal until I read it. I was like, oh shit, he can't.
Nah, because you got to. I call it the Hulk Hogan law. I call it the Hulk Hogan law because Hulk Hogan, right before WrestleMania started, he almost got killed by a jet ski.
You serious?
Oh, you never heard about this story?
No, I did not.
I never told you the story. It was before which WrestleMania was it? It was one of the bad ones. I think it was WrestleMania 8. Whatever. It was the one they did in Las Vegas. Right. Now, it's the one where I hate this one so much. Yokozuna beat Bret Hart, but right before Bret was gonna win, Mr. Fuji threw some salt in his face and he couldn't see.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that.
Hogan came out like brother, and Bret's like, go ahead, man, like go ahead, beat him for me, and like Hogan like in 1 second like big booted him and like 1, 2, 3. And if you look at it, Hogan got this big ass shiner on his face. And there was a big room at the time. Everybody like, how did Hogan get it? He got into a fight with somebody. No. What happened was he was on the back of a jet ski. He hopped off the jet ski, but the jet ski was still moving. Mm-hmm. And if he didn't move it, he got hit by the jet ski. And he got hit by the jet ski straight up. Now, the way it hit him, they got to hit him that way because he was like any other position, it would have killed him. And that's how he came out here. So, yeah, you have it in your contract. You ain't getting on a motherfucking motorcycle. You ain't getting...
So basically, he signed a 10-year extension worth up to $450 million.
I mean, that's a lot of dough, dog. That's a whole lot of bank, bro.
Which brings his current contract up to $503 million. Now, apparently, he's only guaranteed. I think was it 140 million of it or something like that. I believe.
It's like, yeah, he's only guaranteed a certain percentage of that for whatever reason. I forgot how much of it will be though.
Yeah, I think it's like 140 or something like that, which is still a lot of goddamn money and stuff that
That's
you're
still
getting
too
out.
much money, man. That's still a lot of money, man.
But
But here's the thing.
mhm.
I always ask myself, how much money would it cost to have several different families that my wife doesn't have to know about? I'm like, oh, that's quite a few of them, so I would do that.
I
Like
mean,
what? My granddaddy had a secret family. I'm just trying to be black you the way we
I
do.
mean, my thing was this too is that apparently somebody was mentioning that like after 5 years they're gonna have to restructure that contract.
Oh no, that was Shannon. That was
Yeah,
Shannon
yeah,
Sharp.
yeah, yeah.
And
Shannon,
I
yeah,
totally agree with. They're gonna have to reconstruct that whole thing. He's not blind because some of that incentive is like, dog. They want you to win a couple Super Bowls, not just one.
oh,
Oh,
you're gonna have to win
couple of them.
lots.
That's that nigga. When they give you the biggest contract in sports history, oh, they expect championships. And if they don't see championships by year four, yeah, yeah, they're gonna reconstruct that whole thing to make sure to get sure they get something back out of that because
Yeah,
that's a lot, man. That's a lot, bro. But that's historic. It's kind of funny that I always said I wanted to get to this point where the players should get paid what they're worth. Yeah, and to be honest with you, is it worth $500 million?
I mean, to me, it seems like they were. It seems like
But I'm
they
glad
were
he
hedging.
did.
I mean, it seems like this is Kansas City hedging their best. Like this is the guy that we want for our future. Fuck it, might as well lock him in right now. You know.
And this is what hurts Jerry because now it does take some of the power away from your little balance that you had over Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm Dak, oh, if you're gonna pay, if you're going, if you and Jerry Jones does want him for some years. He
Mm-hmm.
want him as long term, and that's the truth. Jerry came out and said that. So what I'm thinking is, if I'm Dak, and I know Dak is probably not going to sign a 5 year because I probably wouldn't either with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Just being real, I'm a Cowboys
Yeah.
fan.
I
I
mean.
don't know about 5 years with the Cowboys, bro. That is rough. As a quarterback, I seen what happened to Tony Romo, bro. I already know what y'all
Mm-hmm.
about to do to me. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think a 4 year contract, something really fat, something really something that can tell you that nigga, I like you. Like not even I like you, that I believe in you. And it's just so weird. I think Jerry is just trying to play his. Now Jerry is in a spot where it's like, well, fuck. Well, I gotta go with this one. Then I hope this motherfucker doesn't say yes to the first thing I say.
I mean,
Actually,
it's.
no. At that point, yeah, at this point, Jerry's like, I hope this motherfucker says yes to the first thing I say, because if we keep going deeper in these negotiations, it ain't about to be pretty. I'm gonna give him three chances, because after that, oh, he ain't gonna like whatever number hop out my mouth.
I mean, that whole like I said. So Mahomes doing that. That definitely is a huge game changer and stuff in terms of signing. Did you see that story about D'Angelo Hall like regretting re-signing with the Redskins when he could have went to the Patriots?
I think I heard of that. I think I heard of it. I think I did see that story. I just don't remember it. I think I did see that story this week. I think I either
Oh my
came
god,
across it. That's funny.
that
And you know what?
is
He should look. It's weird with D'Angelo Hall because I feel like if he was on any other team, he would not get as much press as he gets now.
yeah,
And it's almost like a blessing and a curse that he came to the Redskins because real talk, his talents could have been used better elsewhere.
yeah.
But at the same time, he did some big things in DC. You kind of can't take away, even though I thought the most interceptions in one game was fluky.
Still got it.
He's in there. That's a
Yeah.
record, bro. I can get mad all I want. That's a record. Nobody else has done that. So but
Oh
still, I don't think he would have gotten as much celebrity as he would have gotten because real talk, and if anybody tells you any different in this city, D'Angelo, as much as a lot of people couldn't stand his ass here in DC, we take him over Josh Norman, and guess what? If he walked down Southeast, niggas like, hey, what's up, D? They will.
I mean,
Hey, this city embraced D'Angelo Hall. I will say that. At least they didn't run him out. I can say they didn't run him. Now it's kind of funny we talking about people. When I say London Fletcher, to this day, as many Redskins fans say they actually like London Fletcher, I don't believe half of them. I don't. I don't. I don't believe half of you. London Fletcher to me spent. his good years with the Redskins. And when they talk about great Redskins, they barely mention his name. LeVar Arrington, I get it. Y'all petty with that nigga. That's cool. But but Matrix? I'm sorry, old man Fletcher? Y'all don't. How is he not great? He was the only nigga I worried about when we played.
I mean,
That's messed up. He was the only Redskin I was scared of when during that era, bro.
I
Oh my
mean,
god, bro.
it's just there. Might as well talk about it. So, good old Deshaun Jackson. Oh,
I forgot
Deshaun.
about this.
Oh, Deshaun.
Oh, Deshaun.
You and your anti-Semitic message. You know,
Oh man, look. This is what D likes to say. You know what they say? You know when keeping it real goes wrong. This is what I like to call when trying to be deep goes wrong. Yes, Hitler said that. Should you be quoting it? Now, if
Yo.
you quote, no, hold on. Here's the funny one part about it, Chris. If, and I'm pretty sure he did. It crossed his mind. Should I copy and paste this thing and put it up on Twitter? If that crossed your brain, especially when it has to do with Hitler, no, no, don't move on with your life. Do something different. Nigga went right into it. I'm like, no. And it's one of those quotes I heard Hotep say before, just to make a point that, like, oh, it's a point that even Hitler knew the truth. But I'm like, but at the same time, he was like anti-Semitic. So I think it's either you're anti-Semitic and you're trying to hide it, or you don't realize how crazy you sound right now. It's one of this two, man. Like I said, Hotep's always mentioned that thing from Hitler when they want to sound deep. That's all that is.
I mean, I think it's just one of those situations where I'm looking at the Eagles like, hey, y'all better not kick them off because y'all had Riley Racist Cooper out here saying the fucking damn N-word and shit.
Oh
and
my God. I'm about
shit.
to say. Didn't they have to deal with Riley Cooper calling somebody just a nigger off breaks on there?
Dude was at a country ass concert and said the N-word, dropped the N-word like fucking multiple times and shit. I'm like, God damn, dude, Jesus, like. And then Chip Kelly was like, "Hey, man, y'all just gonna have to deal with it." I'm like, "What? What?"
Oh God! Oh, I remember that damn. Now you reminded me of a meme that was created for him. It was Chip Kelly had the whistle in his mouth. And he was like doing like this, right? And 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 it was mocking the God. Who's the girl? Flat chested girl. She went out with a little dirt. She was kind of cute.
Shit.
She sound like a dude though. But I like her. I'm sick. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know
Try me. I'm gonna bring it, Ronnie. But what it did for Chip Kelly was like, he's like, I let a nigga try me for Mariota. I'ma trade everybody. And he almost did. Almost got away with that joke. And the Eagles got rid of him. I remember that was one of the days. I remember that was not only was that one of my favorite shows we did with the the League of Legendary Assholes. One of my favorite shows we did, period. But I remember you and I were talking about that. We were just telling ourselves that. And I remember that was the moment I said, we got to do it. Why the fuck we're not doing no sports show? And I think like 2 seasons later or a season later we did it. So that was kind of funny.
Oh man,
you just mentioned that, yeah.
So Bubba Wallace, he got signed by Beast by Dre.
I heard about that. I'm hearing it's kind of funny to be hearing people who are really just like skeptics of this. It's mostly white guys. Yeah. It's mostly white guys. I would say all white guys, but I feel kind of like, like I feel like I'm persecuting them for no reason on that. But I feel the only reason why because stupid white guys. They don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but I notice every time it comes to sports and what's going on right now, and the white guys want to talk about it, it always comes off like, dude, I know you watch Barstool Sports, so yeah,
it's like
it's very Barstool Sportsy where they try to walk that line. Kind of what they want to do with Rush Limbaugh when he was on the ESPN. Like that weird thing where they want to like, oh, we can say about the blacks, hey, well, we're all equal. That type of humor. you know what I mean? That's not funny, but white people think it's hilarious, but whatever. But I noticed a lot of people are just like they just like they want sports to happen, and so and they're grabbing onto everything and they're overanalyzing it. And the whole thing about the noose being with Bubba Wallace, they are oh my god, I done heard so many different stories saying that it wasn't there, that was always there, that it was alleged that it was even there in the first place, and this, that, all the other. Here's my thing, and just me, and I'm not even going to make a deal out of this. If you want to believe the stories, don't want to believe the stories, understand that. The only reason why I am not saying nothing towards it and why I believe it happened is because because racist white people are some of the most uncreative motherfuckers in the world.
It really is.
And that shit right there, a noose just hanging there. Most black people, even when we're in a threatening state, we look at it like, hey, get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think for Bubba to hit, I'm like, God damn it, really?
Yeah,
Dog, I just want to get in the car, man. It's bad enough y'all tell me I can't come to the doggone racetrack half the damn time. It's bad enough I come in there, hey nigger, you better not beat you better not beat Tony Stewart tonight. Tony's not racing no more. Whatever, cool. You better not beat the Bush twins. I don't think they're twins.
Whatever, man. Jesus Christ. Black Lives Matter. Jesus Christ. Just go home.
God. And somebody said you can call it what you want now, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, white folk, y'all don't understand how y'all cousins who are like racist against us, how petty and how basic they are. A noose is some of the most basic crap. Get out of here, nigger. Spelling nigger wrong with an A and yet an R. I don't understand why they do that. I mean, like even or the favorite one where they break a window and put Black Lives Matter, and we know it's a white person because no black person would ever do that in the history. So I get it. The noose may not have been real. Fine. But I know y'all crackers. That was a real.
Yeah, I mean, look.
That was a real thing, dog.
At the end of the day, it happened. I'm like this. I'm one of those people. We joke. It's like, be inventive. Like, put a bucket of KFC chicken in the stall or something.
I mean, dog, if you're going to be a racist, you want to hurt me, go for it. Just have a picture of everybody on the balcony doing this when Martin Luther King got shot, and just put on there, you're next. That can scare me a little bit.
That's scary. It's like, all right, shit, you guys are serious. I mean,
hold on. Show you these lines though. You do with anything with Emmett Till though, I'm killing every white person in the whole place because that's a legit threat. When you break out the Emmett Till threats on black people, that's when we're going to fuck you up.
That's the day. That's the day that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is at home and didn't race, and he's like, "Damn, Bubba wilding out there, shit."
Why he looking at the TV? Yeah, he's looking at the TV. Son of a bitch. Yeah, you see this? Turn on channel. No. Hey man, turn on channel 505 real quick. Yeah, Fox, man. You see? That's Bubba. Yeah, I know.
He dragging Tony Stewart out the car. God damn.
So you like it? See, that's the Lowe's car. That's not the Lowe's car. That is Lowe's. Oh, Bubba. Hey man, call my cousin real quick, man. Hold on. Hello? Yeah, you see it
too. Now, speaking of which, we had a brief scare. Jimmy Johnson's wife tested positive for COVID, and he had to get himself tested like twice, and he tested negative, so the scare is over. But
the whole virus is weird, man. The whole behavior of the virus is really weird right now, man. And one of the most amazing things, like I said, I'm still shocked that wrestling has not just straight up broken down off of it.
After was it Renee Young tested positive, I think, or Renee.
Yeah, that was just. But we heard nothing after that initial week because, but you got to think AEW wrestlers and WWE wrestlers, they're all in the same spot. Actually, a lot of the American wrestlers are all in Florida right now. A lot of them are. A lot of them live there anyway. So
the Renee Young thing just had me rolling because the shit with Dean Ambrose popping up behind her when she was talking about it. I was like, oh, it's fucking Dean being Dean.
I gave her COVID. I knew it was you, Vince. You the one that tried to plant it on me. But at the same time, every time John does that, I'm like, yo, John, hey John, chill, man. You better get both sides. I'm about to fight for every reason because you got one more time showing up there before Vince goes sue that nigga.
Oh,
I
when he
told
put,
him cease and
no,
desist. Why is
no,
he still showing up on WWE television? No, real talk. Real talk.
he popped
Imagine a motherfucker. Imagine somebody quits your job. They quits your job and then sits out and makes a video about why he was sick of you being his boss. And every single time your significant other, who still happens to work for your old boss, does anything around y'all, his motherfucker shows up with a cameo.
Dude, the shit popped up during the fucking I forgot which pay-per-view they were doing the pre-show for, and it was like it was Renee
Um,
uh,
nah, it
uh
wasn't
um
WrestleMania. It wasn't WrestleMania because if it happened at Mania, Vince would have sued them.
oh
They
no,
would
it was
he would have
Renee,
sued AEW.
it was Renee, Xavier, Big Show, and Tamina. And they were all talking, and all of a sudden, like Dean just like, "Oh yeah, shit, sorry for bumping the camera." And he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And walked off. I was like, "Hey, yo!" If Xavier was fucking dying in tears, like, "Is that Dean?" God damn it!
John, go home. John, go home. Man, I am at home. Come on, we're all quarantined, man. Come on. Like, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Here's a real interesting thing. And much like the NFL, we can get back on to. We gotta talk about this movie. It's not gonna be long, y'all. But
Yeah.
the one thing I will say that wrestling is missing is that the wrestlers are being wrestlers because the veil has been dropped when it comes to wrestlers being portrayed as the badasses they're supposed to be on television because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people know it's fake because a lot of people know it's choreographed because a lot of people know that even the moments where it's like oh shit was all staged, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to really do anything. And the one thing I always say is I think wrestling should evolve and just if you're going to do it, we all know where you work at, we all know who you're married to, we all know who your best friends are. So instead of having this thing where it's like they can't be here, they can be there, and I get it for legal reasons, but come on. If your
Yeah.
buddy works over there, your buddy works over there. If your boy works over there, he works over there. See, WCW and WWE doing that at the time where I love it. Where Triple H, where who was it? No, X Pac was like, we just want to see our friends inside. That's a true statement. That was a true statement. Like, and even then, I love how everybody's like, what if WCW comes out and do something like, well, fucking fight them or something. Play it
Do
by
what we gotta
because
do.
I remember it was Bill Purchase said Bruce Purchase was like he was the one that did the whole thing when he was on the tank. They went over to WCW and tried to do the invasion. It's like, what if they opened up the door? It's like two things. Number one, I thought like, well, they might do a buddy buddy fist fight, and then I thought to myself, they might actually do a fist fight and beat the shit. If
Jesus.
one wrestler comes back bruised, Vince will fucking hang me.
Oh
It's like,
my
all right,
god.
guys, I'm playing too much. Let's get him out of here. But I always
Oh
think it would be a lot better if everybody just be open about like, come on, everybody's human, man. Everybody goes to different
yeah,
places.
it is.
Just because you don't work there no more doesn't mean people ain't supposed to remember you. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like when people leave WWE because WWE has to do it just by legality. We can't see you on television for the next 90 days. We
Yeah.
just can't. And people feel like that's cold. There's a lot of the practices that go on that's so cold. And I think that's why fans have turned the way they have when it comes to that crap. Anyway,
Yeah. But
there
anyways,
we go.
let's talk about the six man. We had previously did an episode on this, and it didn't come out due to just it was a weird time because it was like during a lull in the season and stuff. And oh no, it actually was last year during the NCAA we did it, and I think I think it got lost in the shuffle because we were doing other episodes at the time with 3BG, and I
Yeah,
just kind
it
of
was more. It was just one of those things that we just lost, and it's fine because the six man opens up on these two young boys who are playing basketball and they're playing at their local. They're playing at their local community. Whereas even a Asian kid, and I'm thinking like y'all niggas had to be the '70s. I was like, how did that happen? But whatever. But,
it's 1986, 1986.
1986, yeah, it's 1986. It's a possibility to happen. But that being said, you see them, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, who did they do that? This would be the game that would be pinnacle in their lives
This
to
whole
write the
movie,
story for the rest of their lives.
this whole movie
Not a game in
is
high school, not a game in high school, not a game in middle school.
it was,
Had
I
to be
was
a game where both of these niggas are 10 years old.
fucking man, it was a pickup game at the YMCA. I'm like, Jesus Christ, really?
Oh man, it
Um,
got that nice echo that all of those community centers got.
I mean, so it's at this point, there's the whole running theme is that Kenny is the guy that he's good, but then Antoine, I guess he's good too and stuff. But what ends up happening is that um during the game and stuff, Kenny doesn't want to take the shot. So he passes
Yeah,
out to
yeah.
Antoine. He passes to Antoine, who's like the better player. Antoine misses the ball,
The
misses the
older
shot.
brother, he's the older brother, and he can do everything. And it's the little brother. It's pretty much little brother syndrome.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that. It's pretty much that, and that's actually a thing that sticks with them. And even when they go up to college together as duo brothers, they're playing for the Washington Huskies.
Huskies.
Yep,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love their team. I love their team. I love how they got tall white boy.
From the
they got
Ukraine.
they got ball headed. They got ball headed power forward, and they got clearly 35 playing small forward. So I love their dynamic with his team. Even though Kadeem Hardison was like well into his 30s, he didn't look that bad. But put it this way, he
I'm
didn't look
happy.
like a college student. He didn't look like a college
I don't
student.
know, man. Look, I'm happy that they didn't do this in high school because I'm like, I would not believe none of y'all motherfuckers are in high school. Don't do this to me. So
Oh my god.
so I'm happy that they actually made it straight up like, oh no, it's college. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. I'll buy the college.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fine. What I find funny is that we got a early Octavia Spencer in this movie.
Oh my God, yes we did. This one Octavia Spencer didn't wear makeup, so she looked like every other fat chick.
It's like every other big flat black chick back in the '90s. It's like, yeah, take your pick. We need you, Octavia. All right, cool. But the whole crux of the movie and is the aspect of Kenny ends up dying during the
Yep.
game. During the game, he goes for a dunk, and I think he ends up having like a bit of a heart attack.
Yeah,
And,
he had a heart attack, fell off. That happens in basketball a lot more than you think it does. I
yeah,
don't think it's as bad as it used to be, but that happens where somebody will go and their heart give out. I had a
yeah,
friend that happened to him on the football field. I think you knew him. Did you know Anthony Miller at Full Gospel?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I was spoiled. I knew this nigga well.
yeah. He went
We
to
was
was
I
it went to was it oh fucking with
He went to that small college out there in Pennsylvania. It was like
yeah,
Division Two. It was
yeah.
like Division Two or something. But oh man, I was spoiled because I played on two teams with Anthony. And my last year playing base, and look, my last year playing baseball, I have said this before. My dad juiced the team.
It's like, yeah, we're
like
going
he,
to
he's
we
like,
got
I
a
got
ringer
my
on
son.
we got a ring we got a ringer on the team, guys.
It's like this. He knew he had me. He knew he had me. I was a good catcher. God, my girl Tasha, she was one of the best. She was one of the best shortstop in the league. Mike Miller, Anthony's little brother, he was third base. And that
Yep.
nigga was super fast. He went to college. He ended up going to college for track and field.
Yeah.
By the way, he was super fast. Anthony was a freaking athlete. We had
Yep.
this other Bama, Victor. I forgot his last name. You probably knew him though.
Victor Ayala.
Yep. You knew
Yeah.
that nigga did. You knew that nigga did. That motherfucker was a monster. Click, click. That's all you
Yep.
heard, man. That ball. Oh my
Yep.
God. My dad juiced our team, bruh. We were so insane. And the only reason why the only, and I thought to myself looking at it now, I wasn't one of the best. I was, I wasn't the best at all, but out of all the, because the big old family fun days we had, man, for full gospel they had, and
Yeah.
we had like a little mini all-star game, and the only one that could play pit guard catcher was me, and I was like, oh shit, this is an all-star game.
Woo.
We had
Man.
a fun but that was fun, man. That game was like 10 to like 18 and shit. Nobody played defense.
I mean, but the whole thing with this movie is that like you hear about the whole aspect of him getting a heart attack and stuff, and I think it also kind of breaks the myth about how people think that only fat people get heart attacks, ha ha ha. And I'm like, no, bro.
And athletes, it happens a lot more. With athletes, I think it's important that athletes know how important their heart health is, man, because it's just that, man. Your heart's gonna be accelerating so fast. If it can't keep up, it can't keep up, and you're gonna die. It
Yeah.
happens, man, and I think it happens a lot less now because there's there's more information out there and shit like that. But it happens, bro.
I'm not shocked. And it's funny too because once he dies and stuff, it goes into the Angels in the outfield thing where basically Kenny is helping his teammates because his teammates they take it hard because if you really think about it, Antoine basically is a ball hog, and
Oh, now, yeah.
he's a bit of a dick too, a little bit, just a little
Oh
bit.
yeah. And he's one of those dudes where the team needs him because he is the center figure of the team, and when you're just like he is so stock ball hog. It's not even funny. Like y'all can do it except me. You got Kadeem Hardison who still has a high top fade in this movie, by the way.
Hey,
Uh,
he stepped off a
hey,
different world set and just like, hey, just dish the glasses. You're fine. You're
Hey,
good.
how did you like that one scene during that party where that motherfucker was wearing the Kango hat? Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, 90s niggas. Let me tell you something, 90s niggas. The Kango does take off, but it doesn't take off in the way you think it's going to be. Like, I always felt like the Kango was a lot cooler than a lot. No, it was not as cool as we thought it would.
I mean, that's fashion in the '90s. You got that. You remember the everybody wearing the hoodie underneath the sports jacket?
I have not done that. I've done that recently. Good lord, I have not done that in a long time. But yeah, they
There
used
were
to always do
back
it.
in the '90s. You can go into the clubs with the if you had a sports jacket and had a hoodie underneath it. That
Had
was
a
hip.
hoodie underneath that shit.
That
That
was
was it.
hip. That was hip, man. You know, and everything. Obviously, now you can't do that shit.
Yeah,
But
but with all this going on, because you have Marlon who's playing Kenny. Marlon is just over, he's in over his head. Not only does he lost his brother, man, but didn't they say somebody lost their dad right before all this shit happened anyway? Like their dad died, like when they were in high school or some shit.
yeah, I think their dad died when they were in high school, so it's just their mom that's still alive,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, and the thing that get me about that though is that but still, even with all that being said, you still have your brother. Like I say, he's such a center part that when he leaves the team is in disarray. There's no real leadership, even though it should clearly go to Kenny, even though he's not as good as his brother, and that's the problem. It's because I see it with my kids sometimes and some little things where it's like the big brother does something way better than the little brother, and the little brother's like,
Mhm.
"Well, I'm not going to be as good as X, Y, Z." You never know. He never tried, and that's the whole point about the whole story that he has to get that, that has to get beyond that. But in the meantime, let's do shenanigans. Let's do a game where he throw. No, this is cheating.
Oh, the whole thing is
It's
cheating.
cheating.
Let's,
It's
and
cheating.
it's not even like. And the thing of it is too, it's funny because when you watch something like Angels in the Outfield, it's a mix of like, okay, you're doing larger than life shit, right? And then you're
Yeah.
doing regular shit, right? This is just like, okay, how? It's one thing to show a player dunk. It's another one. It's like, okay, you're clearly 5 feet above the rim dunking. What is going on here?
I love that shit. They go, whoa! And instantly I'm thinking to myself, nobody's checking for strings. Nobody's going, ain't nobody on the other. Look, if Coach Krzyzewski saw that, he was like, timeout. Just stop. Whatever the hell's going on.
I mean, he's possessed. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna lie though. The scene where he possesses the basketball, and he's like, get your finger out of my eye. Ah, shit.
Okay, that was a little bit funny.
That
That
was
was
a
a
little
little
funny.
bit. That was a
It
little
was,
bit.
it was a little bit funny. And then also the tall guy who can't take a pick for shit. All of a sudden, like Antoine sits there and literally goes through him and elbows the
Yo,
fuck out of the dude. I was like,
yo, the
Jesus
part that
Christ.
killed me because all of a sudden you just see him doing the pick and he's like wincing because he got upset the pick. Which D has to say this: how are you a college player and you're wincing when you
Seven
have to
foot.
take a pick? You're bigger than everybody else out here, bro. Why you do it? No, the shit that gets me is when the dude comes right there. He's not even close to my nigga. He's clearly a whole foot out, sticking his elbow out. Ugh. And I'm thinking to myself, he just crushed that nigga's larynx for no reason, for a whole game, for the basketball game, bro. We won the
Bro,
game. That's what's important, bro.
bro, I watched the new season. I've been catching up on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I literally just saw fucking Larry David do one of those little battles with Lin Manuel. Like the whole premise of the episode is Lin Manuel's a fucking asshole and shit, right? So
Okay.
so Larry David and Lin Manuel, they're pissed off at each other. He's like, all right, we're going to duel. So they both get a paintball gun with one pellet in there and stuff, and they do the whole 10 paces and turn around.
Okay.
Larry's pants falls down because he doesn't have a belt on, and when he sits there and turns around to shoot, Lin Manuel gets a fucking damn pellet right in his mouth. He's like, oh! And all of a sudden, Larry's like, I didn't mean to shoot. And it was like all of a sudden he's in the fucking ambulance, and he's like the pellet is like his throat is like swollen and stuff. He's like, you did it on purpose. He's like, no, it was on purpose. It was an accident. I swear to God. I swear to God. That's exactly what's gonna happen with Antoine elbowing the dude. Dude was just like, I'm sorry, man. I just said a pick. I didn't mean to kill your larynx. No.
You killed hey guys, we won the game. By the way, their point guard has went to the hospital. He's going to be in there for.
Listen, between that,
but that was a hell of a pick you just did.
But you know what was interesting too is that unlike Angels in the outfield, it was interesting that the team is in on it because when Kenny is showing,
and I thought it was, you know what? The first time I saw this, I thought that was so dumb. Why are you letting people know? But you have
to. You have to. It makes sense because everybody else is like, "The fuck is going on?" And so, because even the coach is just like, "The hell's going on here?" Like,
I like how everybody except the coach was in on it. But it didn't get me though. Is that everybody that was like, they remember they came to the stadium? He's like, "All right, Kenny, show yourself," and he didn't do it. And then finally he did in the shower and shit like that. You know, I'm like, yo, that was overly dramatic for nothing. And I'm like, oh yeah, the rules of the ghost. He can only show up if people know he's there, or how does that shit work again?
I think it's only the team can see him, and during the midst of it and stuff, Kenny is talking to Michelle Michaels' character, was it RC St. John and stuff. And she's like, her and Antoine, I won't even say they were together. Antoine just they were cool, and there was going to be lead to something, and then he up and died. So
it was a weird thing the way they did. There's a weird the way they made her as the like. This is what happened when you put a woman in there to be the prize when she's not a prize, when she's not the prize at all, because the story doesn't dictate properly how
the movie didn't know what it wanted to do. The movie didn't know what it wanted to do with that because it looked like it started off where she was the love interest, but then they gave her
it was going to be romantic and nothing happened. Yeah,
but they gave her agency. Like, no, she's an actual sports reporter. Just stick with that because this is not going anywhere. Because even to the point that at one point Antoine and Kenny are fighting because Antoine's like, well, hold on, though. You moving in on her and stuff? And Kenny was like, we're just cool with each other, man.
Well, cool. Wait. So you gonna trust that reporter over me, your brother? I'm like, my dead brother who can't touch nobody, really. Like, yeah. Then he tried to mess him up on a date, and there's a lot of Marlon Wayne shenanigans where Marlon's trying to keep a straight face type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Usually, I would hate on Marlon. Marlon's not bad in this movie. It's just that this movie doesn't give him much as far as comedy to really baby.
I mean, it ain't like Senseless where it was like all Marlon doing crazy shenanigans.
Oh my God, I don't remember nothing about Senseless. Will you stop mentioning that shit? Because I don't want to review that shit.
I only remember Senseless.
It, man?
I only remember Senseless for that, the whole thing of him shooting the drug that gives him hypersense, and then David Spade's in it because, of course, David Spade is in it.
The only thing I remember, this is true. The only thing I remember of this movie is that it was in the beginning of the movie where Marlon was trying to get more money because, that was the whole point. I remember where he turned the homeboy, pulled his pants, and said, hey, look at the bush. Is that enough hair? I remember that. I don't know why. I just remember that.
But you know what's funny, too?
Look at the bush is all I remember.
But you talk about the team cheating. Literally, that team cheats their way into the NCAA tournament.
They get into the tournament. I'm thinking to myself, y'all niggas... before Antoine died and after that, between that time and them cheating, I was thinking to myself, so was Washington ever good? Like, how good were they? It looked like they were struggling with Antoine, man. So how in the world, good really were they?
I don't even know if they were struggling. I think they were just very middle of the road. Like, they do
good.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, I knew that they didn't win the conference. Did they win the conference? They did win the conference.
Yeah, I don't think they did. They did. They won the conference and stuff. That's how they got in and stuff. But to me, they seem like they would have been like, you know what they remind me of? The Washington Huskies in this movie remind me of Clemson during the Maryland Terps, Gary Williams heyday when we had the squad.
Oh, yeah.
Because Clemson was that team where
Clemson was like tripping niggas up. Yeah, I remember that one year, man. I remember that. Yeah.
Clemson will sit there in the ACC. They'll sweep your leg if they catch you slipping.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a guaranteed win.
I forgot who they did that to. What year? It was like 2 years after Juan Dixon and them left, and I think they was like ranked like 5th in the tournament, and they just like I forgot who they fucked up, man. But it was like they had no business beating like so. I forgot. I think it was they beat Miami. They had like zero business.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. They like this middle of the road ass team that just made it. Just
No,
so
they'll
happened
get to
to
the
make the
NC.
NCAA tournament.
No, they've probably made the NCAA tournament with the brothers playing, but at most they get bounced out after the next round. You
Oh,
know,
that they was first second round they out. First second round they out.
So they get into the tournament, and again, I appreciate this movie. They bring in Dick Vitale to do the
Does
commentating and
every
stuff like
game, by
that.
the way, though.
Every
That's the
game,
only problem I have. Like Dick's on ESPN. He wouldn't even be on CBS Sports.
this
I
dude's
hate being.
every
Let me
every
make that
every
clear,
game.
Chris. I hate being that type of nerd. I hate being that type of nerd where I see shit and it doesn't click with me. And I'm like, why is Dick Vitale here? He doesn't do for ESPN. He only does ESPN. He wouldn't be
Well,
on here.
well,
That during the tournament. And he does CBS. Like now, I think he does CBS Radio. Now that I think that just
yeah, he
happened
does.
though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he
I think
does
that
radio.
just happened though.
I mean, but like
Is Dick Vitale still doing shit? I didn't hear him last year. I don't
he
think I
might.
heard him
I mean,
last
I
year.
think he might be doing radio. That's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's like Blue Chips and stuff. Blue Chips did had the same thing where it's like you catch certain things. It's like, all right, Blue Chips. I mean, granted, Blue Chips is more.
Blue Chips did it more realistic.
It's
They
very
had
realistic. It's very
and
realistic.
yeah, I think it's really hard to do any of the college movies realistic anyway because when you do it, it does take a lot of the punch out of the NCAA because the NCAA prides itself on we're about education, we're about this, we're about that. But when you look at Blue Chips, come to our school of education. Oh, white bitches, fuck them.
Scandal.
The
John
reason why they
Cena.
didn't like He Got Game because Ray Allen deep dick two white girls.
And,
Which,
and
by the way, I don't believe Ray Allen was even in that scene.
so let me tell you, there are movies that is a movie that somehow you found a way to make me hate Rosario Dawson. I didn't think it was possible, but that
Hey,
movie did
you
it.
said, hey, I got to see her topless. So
No. We all saw her topless.
nobody mentions that. As many niggas thirst over her, they don't mention that a lot. I don't wonder why.
He Got
Wonder
Game was
why.
the one movie that I was like, yo, his girlfriend is a fucking bitch.
Yeah, we gotta do He Got Game though. We do gotta do that
Oh,
one
we
day.
do. It
The
was like,
only reason I don't want to do He Got Game, there are two parts. All right, there are two parts I actually really like the He Got Game. I like anytime Bill Nunn was on camera. Number one, remember he was his uncle,
yeah.
and I loved anytime he was on camera. And the other part I liked was just really good filmmaking, in my opinion, from Spike Lee, where you say like, "Hi, I'm Dean," like how you just go say, "Yeah, I'm Coach Dean for North Carolina." Like North Carolina, I'm this. Hey, what's up, man? I heard you want to go to Michigan State University. Let me tell you about it. And they just show all the different states. Everybody throwing their pitch out. Michael Jordan was in it for North Carolina, and then everybody's throwing their pitches. And I remember my dad was like, "Yep, that's how it is." They college, they just it was. You remember that one? I forgot one college. Like now, make sure your family's taken care of. Don't worry about that. Like they went to all different. I love that scene so
Side,
much, man.
side, side note, side note. I really felt Rick Foxby in that movie. He was playing himself. These white
Rick
bitches,
Fox, he was playing.
they love us. I'm like,
I
yeah,
love how
Rick.
Rick Fox. Didn't represent his school in there because his school was represented or North Carolina. So, all right. So him being at a fictional school, being the 32-year-old that's still living on campus, yes, it makes sense. There's
Dude, Rick,
always one, isn't it? Yeah, there's always one dude that graduated, but he still lives
he's
on campus.
still chipping around campus. All the chicks, all the white chicks still love him and stuff. I just love that whole scene where he's telling dudes like, "Oh man, these white bitches, they love us," and I'm like,
I
"Yeah,
love
I'm
that
sure they
scene
do.
too.
I'm sure
That
they love
scene was
you."
wild too. Other than that, you want to know the truth? You want to know the truth?
Mhm.
I don't want to do He Got Games because I hated Denzel that entire time. I thought he
Really?
was no. I'm an older man now. I'm a man now, so I
Mhm.
probably watched the movie in a different light. But as a kid, I couldn't stand him. When I first watched the movie, the whole time, every time he came up with a bullshit excuse like "we're gonna be together," nigga, you gonna go back to jail. That's what I thought the
I gotta be,
entire
I gotta be honest with
even
you.
when he kind of redeemed himself, I still thought it was like, yo, that bullshit way of being a man type of. parenting don't work in this situation, yeah. So don't
Gotta be,
stop trying to make it look like it's a deep emotive. Like no. If Jesus is correct, when he gets to the NBA, he ain't gonna remember a damn thing his dad did, man. I was so hateful of this movie,
I
man.
gotta
So
be
I
real.
gotta watch it.
I gotta be real. I think we were all hyped to see Denzel with that big ass afro and them Jordans. We were like, oh shit! Like, all right, he really was
Everybody,
like that.
I
He was
will
like,
give it this. They nailed that. He is. You can tell that he's a nigga that went to jail, but he was a baller before he went to jail. You can tell, man.
yo, real talk. Before we get back to this, man, like, yo, Denzel literally looked like my uncle from a family reunion. We about to play some pickup ball. He go to his trunk and get the fucking shoes and the shorts.
Get them white Jordans. It's
I'm like,
always
dog,
white Jordans.
it's like, dog, it ain't that serious, man. We're just playing a pickup game in a family reunion, man. It ain't that serious. It's like, come on.
But look, dog. He put on that knee brace. Everybody's fucked.
You ain't lying, man, dude. I seen my uncle do that shit.
Some
He put the knee brace on. I'm like,
uncles,
bro.
you. I always laugh when you look at the games and you're like, oh, knee pad. You're like, it's always a sports game. You're like, oh, knee pad plus defense or whatever like that, right?
Mhm.
So when I see that shit, when I see when it says old head knee brace, I say dexterity goes up by 30%. You are fucking with somebody that's totally different right now. His drive is to dunk on you.
Now, here's
Probably
my thing.
poorly. And real talk, Chris, with
Mhm.
2 hands, not one. Come on. When he was 28, he could do that shit. He 41, so he'll still do the 2 hands.
Now, so they're in the conference and they're going well, and then they play Georgetown in the Final Four.
How you like Flex showing up?
Flex shows up in every movie in the '90s, so this is not shocking.
Oh man, you see him, the hair.
Hey, that's trademark Flex,
Oh
Alexander, right there,
god.
bro. That is
I got a
trademark.
question. I got who was it? I forgot who it was. I think it was Preem. Like, wait. So that nigga's name is Flex? Y'all just been calling this nigga Flex ever since like the mid-90s? What type of
Actually,
that
since
was
the
Preem.
'80s.
That was Preem. You like y'all been calling this nigga Flex since the mid-90s? What type of whack shit is that? I'm not even gonna fake. That's not whack. That's dope. Move it on. Like, yo, but look, for real talk. As a niggas that lived through the '90s, yeah, that's a
Hey, you know what,
call that
man?
nigga Flex Anderson all of his life.
You know
Nah,
what's you know what him and Omar Epps have in common?
oh, being a college student that catches a big L.
No, you know that, but also they married some R&B artists because he married Shanice. I didn't know that.
I have nothing on that one.
I got nothing on that. I got nothing on that one either because like I was like what's Flex up to now? And I'm like Shanice. I was like, God
It's
damn,
like this.
I
It's
haven't
like
heard
this.
that
Would
shit
you
in a
like
long ass time.
for that one person that always watches this? Oh, you thought this was a moment D was gonna hate? Come on. Sorry, man. Look, love my wife to death. You bought a woman that actually had money, so good for you.
Hey, good for you, man. I mean, hey, look, born again Christian, and he married an R&B singer. Win-win. All right,
Yo, man.
cool.
Hey, you still did that Michael Jackson movie that Three Black Geeks is gonna do. Oh yeah. I don't know what day. It's happening, Chris. We doing that. We do it because that Michael. Oh my God, man! I just heard. Here's the worst part. And you know, Flex was giving it his all, doing my yay. I'm like, stop, Flex,
Stop, Flex. Stop it. What are we doing,
Michael
Flex?
Jackson is still alive. He will shoot himself if he sees this performance. Stop it. I love, but yeah, the thing that got in comment. Oh, being college students they get broke in the middle of the big college games because that's what women. Hold on, that didn't happen to Omar Epps. No,
No,
he
I
didn't
didn't.
fuck up until he got to the pros and loving basketball.
Yeah.
He did, yeah. Him as a college student, I can't tell how good he was.
I
Just being
mean,
real, it wasn't that whole thing with him. It was like, son, you need to stay. You need to stay at college.
it was basically he thought he was
it
filming.
that?
He was filming them. Basically, it was along the lines of he was doing great his freshman year and was filling himself, and he was getting a lot of scouts were like, man, you should just go into the draft. And his dad was like, hey, look, son, you should probably develop your talent before you go in. But he was like, fuck you, dad, you cheated, you didn't tell me, and he just.
And again, you got to bring up Preem. I'm with Preem on this because we mentioned it when we did loving basketball. Which, by the way, people, y'all can look that up. This is actually one of our good podcasts. I loved it actually.
Yeah.
But we mentioned it was like, yo, you got a good life, dog. I'm like, yeah, your dad did some dog shit, but your mama, all she did, like, all it did for your mom was make sure she sit up, look pretty, and drink all day. I don't think he was abusive. He wasn't. He was just a dog.
Yeah,
You
but
would
I
have to
think
let that go, man. You a grown man. Like, yo,
it was petty, but I get it's like I get it, but it's like,
I
dude,
got it, but I didn't get it. I got it, but I didn't get it. Like, I understood, like, in the anger of it, yeah. But at the same time, when you take a step back as an adult, you're like, shut the fuck up. Hug your daddy. Hug your daddy. Say, yo,
I'm,
pop, you right. That's all you have to do. You will avoid the next 7 years and you breaking the heart of your fiance.
I mean, but like what happens is that the team they're neck and neck against Georgetown, and Antoine doing his ghostly shit fucks up Flex and injures him.
Did he powerbomb that nigga? Did he like push him against the wall? I'm
It
no,
was
push him
no, he
against
went for
the
he went
glass.
yeah, he was going for a dunk and he pressed him up against the glass and his head hit the glass and he fell down and stuff and he was injured and stuff. And everybody in the locker room was looking at him like, nigga, you almost fucking killed him. What the fuck's your problem?
Or real talk. Here's the part that I hated. You mean to tell me everybody on that team was like, "Hey, yo, Twan, I think it's time for you to go." You mean to tell me that one blue in the back? Um, I'm cool with this.
Well, I mean, that's
We don't
when
know that nigga. We
but
play on the West Coast. We don't play Georgetown.
but the crazy part was like Michelle Michael was just looking at Kenny like, "Hey, dog, you letting your brother run your life and he's dead. Like, what the fuck's your problem?" Again, message, don't let your brother run your life. You gotta live your own
Yep.
life. And I'm like,
And then
okay,
and
all right.
then she finds out through the magic of being the only person that has two eyes.
Look at the tape.
You mean to tell me there are scouts that look at that tape? You mean to tell me there are journalists just like her that are looking at that tape? She's the only one that noticed that the Russian nigga's hand was right here and the ball was right here as he dunked it. You
Hey,
mean to
hey,
tell me
hey,
she's
hey,
the
but D,
only
hey,
one
but
that came
D,
up with that?
hey, but D, Darko was actually going to try to go on the NBA off that tape. You know that, right?
Oh, here's the worst part about that. Here's the worst part about that. This nigga actually said that, Darko, you got a chance to be a lottery pick. I'm like, dog, don't do that to him. He's gonna get drafted by the Supersonics and then end up playing in Lithuania in 4 years. Don't do that to him, dog.
I
Like, and
mean,
even then, when I was looking at that, I was like, how is half of them going to get the press they get with you anyway? Because you do realize when they got to go to combine just like football players, they're not going to have you doing any of their magical ghostly shit in there. You know that, right? You,
yeah.
you know, like a lot of this felt like it was like short. Like it really wasn't thought out too well anyway. And it kills me when they finally shoo him off. It's the big game. Who they had to go against? UMass. Who they?
UMass.
Which
Yeah.
I call bullshit. Marcus Camby would have crushed y'all niggas. But
Don't
speaking
tell
of,
him that, sir.
speaking of which, shout out. I had to bring that out because I taught my son about that person, Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby was a beast. Anyway, especially as a college player, man, he was a monster. Anyway, the one thing that, but it got me like they do the whole big thing, and finally they get to the last shot. Here comes Antoine. Kenny, the Kenny. No.
No.
You just see the most saddest.
Oh.
He puts his arms there like, I guess you don't need me, little brother. And of course, because this movie doesn't realize that Antoine gave this team plus 25 points. Um, they stay in and they win the championship, which I call bull crap.
I
They
mean, he
weren't
gave.
that
I mean,
good.
but D, he gave him that rousing halftime speech that even got the coach spirits up. Because that's what Kenny
That
did.
was that's where the movie failed at me. They weren't that good of a team. They didn't deserve to have any of this, yo.
I
Like
mean,
if this was for look, if you told me if all this was for the Pac-10 conference championship,
all right, cool.
you got a movie. I'm fine with this. You have a movie. But no, come on. I'm sorry, they won
all
the
the
Final
marbles.
Four. I'm
I
sorry, they
mean,
won the Final Four. Nigga, get out of here.
this is the championship. So it's like you won the champion. All right,
That's what I'm saying. You won the final. What? Huh? No, look. If George Mason didn't win, they don't get your win. That's how I feel. Come on, man.
I got a feeling, D. We have to do a special episode where we talk about our experience during Maryland's 2002 championship run because that was amazing in this area.
I would love to talk about that. God, we got to study at least a little bit of. I don't want to say a little bit of film, but a couple of games.
I got the ESPN. No, actually, I got the Sports Illustrated magazine that actually details the whole championship run. So that's not hard to really look at and stuff.
They ain't hard. I would like to do that, and I would love to talk about at least and just for the culture of DC. I would love to talk about how George Mason's run. Actually, that Final Four tournament was so crazy with the amount of DC teams that were in there. Anyway, remember that was the year that was George Mason. That was America.
Georgetown.
Georgetown was in it. Maryland was in it, and God, it was one more team. George Washington was in it. So you had 5 teams from the area all in it. And all but dropped off except George Mason, man.
Folks, the fix was in. Again, fuck it. It's actually in line with 6-man. I'm gonna tell you something. I think the fucking NCAA commission fixed that game because Maryland waxed all the DC area teams. I'm like, okay, we faced George Washington in the first round. All right, that's gonna be a fun game. All right, cool. We won. All right, great game. All of a sudden, second round, George Mason. What? Why are we facing George Mason? What?
Wait a minute, George Mason. Now remember, George Mason. They played. Actually, they got the benefit they actually play in DC. Remember, because when they played their last big game, it was actually playing the Verizon Center. So they I remember they lost that job, but everybody was talking about George Mason. It was such a buzz, and everybody. It's one of those cool little stories. I think that'd be good to go back on. Talk about those.
And then we finally end up facing Georgetown in the Sweet 16, which that was a huge game because Juan Dixon's friend was on Georgetown at the time that same year.
You know what? Here's the one thing I will say this. I think DC, we our appreciation for the fucking for the Hoyas is weird because the Hoyas is always looked as a team that we don't pay attention to, but we pay immense attention to. And I think it's the only reason why I'm like that is because I'm a Maryland fan. I just don't watch Georgetown that much. I just don't.
Also, black folks thought Georgetown was an HBCU. Maybe because of John Thompson's disapproving stare face in the face of the fucking that.
I love little D before he understood how black colleges work, not the same thing.
Hey, look, man, when you got again John Thompson with the disapproving stare, I swear to you, I'd never seen John Thompson fucking smile at all. That dude just had
John Thompson had the benefit that a lot of drill sergeants from 1980s to the 90s had. You ain't had a father, did you, boy? No. No, come here. Give me a hug. It's gonna be all right.
Dude, I swear to God,
a lot of black drill sergeants in the early 90s. Like, yeah, what's your problem? I bet you hate me. You ain't had a father at home, did you? No. I thought so. Man had discipline. So all right, you got a black man in front of you. Give me a hug. Strike now, 10 push-ups, nigga.
Like that dude had permanent resting bitch face. I was like, Jesus Christ, smile, nigga.
Yeah, John Thompson was always mad. If he laughed, then that means y'all lost.
hey, this is why I appreciate Patrick Ewing taking the reins of resting bitch face because Patrick Ewing is like, nah, who told you to shoot that ball?
Man, look, I give it up, man. Patrick Ewing turns all the way Jamaican anytime these little kids fuck up. You want to tell me what the shot was?
Who told you to shoot that ball? Who told you to shoot that ball? I didn't tell you to shoot that ball.
Who told you to shoot it? I love it. Who told you to shoot the ball? Who? I didn't tell you.
Hey, did you love at the end of this movie? Hey, D. I ain't gonna lie, I let out a hearty laugh. The ending where Kenny is looking out in the crowd of people, and you see the ghost of Antoine looking back and staring at him as he's walking away. I was like, ah! The Jedi ghost of Antoine staring off.
First off, I also call it bullshit that him and Kitty got their moment at the end of the movie. Hey, Twan, we won. I'm like, you got to be in real life. You just see Kenny running into the corner talking to nobody. The only thing you're saying, like, he went through a lot of stuff, man. He doesn't have his brother, man. You know, it's one thing to see that one scene where he's like, that was kind of funny.
We should have got we should have had a Return of the Jedi moment where everybody saw the ghost of Antoine.
Look, I love how he's like, you know, I just want to hug myself. It's a good game. Don't it feel good? You saw the white boy. That was funny.
I think it's safe to say that Hollywood would never remake the 6-man ever again.
I think they should. Except this time, make it a good movie.
You know what's gonna be, D? Tyler Perry presents The Sixth Man, rated PG-13.
You clouded it. You the nigga clouded it. It might be a thing, yeah.
Shit might slap. You get Lance Gross as fucking Antoine.
All we gotta do is get Lance Gross. Let Lance Gross clearly is 37 years old. Doesn't matter. Look at his body. Like, Tyler, you gay? A little bit.
Hey, all you gotta do is clean shave Lance Gross and he look like he's 18 years old all over again, like he was in Meet the Browns. You're fine. You're good.
I know, man. You know, just clean him up just a tad bit. Just to clean up a tad bit, man.
Get old boy that played ashtray bitch and fucking there, and just have him look all like.
Oh yeah.
Get him to play Kenny.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's a good opportunity to get two Bammers that don't got a lot of two actors that don't get a lot of shine. I think it's their movie. This will be their movie. Man, I'm redoing The Sixth Man. Tyler Perry's producing it. Everybody like this. I hope you got your money up front.
And Lance Gross is going to show his 8-pack and all that. He's like, oh, shit, yeah. This is great.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. This is great. Today has been great. I think we did a fantastic job. This is, you know what? I was going to say this, folks. I think The Sixth Man is actually streaming on Amazon Prime, so I would definitely, it's a fun, quick little movie.
I couldn't find that bitch. I had to look it up on Put Locker.
Oh, you know what it is? Because I got the Stars package. That's why I was able to look at it. So that's probably why.
But it's kind of funny. I thought the Stars package would work if you got Hulu. It's weird.
It's rights issues and stuff. But yeah, it's the Sixth Man. I mean, but I figured it was us just to kind of re-talk about it and stuff. In fact, this kind of worked out better because, you know, people actually hear us talking about it and we're not going line for line. Because you don't have to go line for line for this movie because it speaks for itself, honestly.
Yeah, it really does, man. If you've seen this movie before, come on, man. Y'all seen enough 90s not 90s cartoons. Y'all seen enough 90s shenanigan shows to know where this goes. What happens when the brother dies but come back to play basketball? It's going to be a jam. It's going to be a slam jam of fun.
But this is directed by the same guy that did one of my underrated white ass TV shows that I watch, Parker Lewis Can't Lose. So it makes sense. It's on brand.
It always goes back to that show, Chris, doesn't it?
It always does. It always does.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
I swear to God, man, I felt I was the only black kid. I never talked to.
You was the only black kid. We discussed this. You were the only black kid that watched that.
I didn't say nothing to no other black kid about that show. I kept that shit to myself.
This asshole in the middle of the 90s. We wish you Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
I would get that. You know what, man? People talk shit about nerds. You got beat up in the 90s. Nah, nigga. I guarantee you, if you say I watch Parker Lewis Can't Lose, beat his ass right now.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the way I can say, like, I love how niggas like, man, I watched that nerdy shit. I watched Hercules and Xena. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but you're not a nerd. How am I not a nerd? Because you watched the other syndicated shows that came on after it. Like what? You ever watched Beastmaster? No, you're not a nerd. You're not a nerd.
You ain't a man.
And guess what? I'm a nerd because I know for the fact Mark Singer stayed for that shit too. Son, and you ain't a nerd, son. I say the same thing. I let out. I think I want to say Highlander, because a lot of popular people
everybody watches Highlander. Actually, this is why I'm cool with William. Shouts to him. I think me and him are the only black people that watch Team Knight Rider and knows all the plot lines of Team Knight Rider.
I don't know why you know that show.
If you're a kid that loves, if you're a person that loves Knight Rider, that name sucked you in because like, oh shit, Michael Landon's back in. There's no David Hasselhoff. This fucking show is a sham. Damn it! But they have talking cars. All right.
But Team Knight Rider, man, that kills me that you even remember that. I would say Beastmaster. I will also, even though you by the title you don't think it will fall into popular, but nobody watched it. That was on Mortal Kombat Conquest. Nobody watched Conquest.
Unless you got sucked into it watching it after WCW Nitro. That's about it.
And you know what? I have been tempted to go through that show again. I went to do it the first time, man. I'm a little bit upset because there are some stuff in the 90s. There's
ideas.
I will say this. But when it comes to like stuff nostalgically I've missed out on,
when I was, of course, I was alive during that time when it came out. I will say there's some stuff I missed. I'll be honest with you. I think I would if I knew what time it came on, I would have watched it every single day. I
I'm gonna
know
tell
me.
I'll
I
tell you
know
what.
me.
Shows like WMAC Masters, which is sports related, and
Mhm.
Mortal Kombat Conquest, they work in this realm of streaming. Oh, people will eat that shit up.
Oh yes, they would. Yes, they would. I'm actually shocked at Emmys. I think look because I know how Three Black Geeks are. Us just uttering WMAC Masters.
Swear to God, they bring back.
Watch,
Hey,
watch it comes back.
look. I'm
I'm
waiting for.
Shannon. I'm Shannon Lee.
Oh, dude, you get Hakeem the Machine as the veteran, fucking Hakeem the Machine. He's
How
kicking the shit out
how
of the young.
how beast would that be? It would be like some white asshole that you would have to know if you like watch MMA. Um, um, it'll be just because I'm daydreaming here. Mero that be on NXT, but he does. You know he would love this. Like this is WMAC Masters. We're inside the Masters. So, oh my goodness, did you see that kick from Tsunami? Oh, it will be off the hook. Then
Bruh.
right
Oh,
beside the bullet, then right beside him, he'd be like, and joining me right now is, and look at me, this is exactly what it is, Hakeem D. If
hey,
it's
that
a kick
dude
machine, I would
is
lose it.
DC's own Hakeem the Machine because he actually
Yeah, I
runs a business in
forgot.
DC.
I forgot. I
Except,
forgot about that.
just a full circle back to what you were saying about Washington Redskin players.
Huh?
Hakeem Machine lives all the way out in fucking Potomac, so he a rich guy. He knows.
Oh, he made all that Mortal Kombat, buddy. No Mortal Kombat tour money.
Look, man, hey, I
No,
don't.
no, 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 no. Connection to the DMV. What's the face paid him what he's worth. Boom. And Boom paid him what he's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I live out here in Maryland, bro. Because Boone still live. I think Boone doesn't live out in Maryland no more. But
Boone still has a house out here though.
I mean, I know he has to, but whatever, whatever. I thought look, because Boone, I thought he was just like the niggas at Bethesda. Fuck about that. Like, come on. Everybody at Bethesda Studios don't live in Bethesda, Maryland no more. They all gone. They all
Nah.
live in California or New York or in Texas. You know what I mean? They don't live in Maryland.
Or Florida if they're feeling risque.
It matters. Look, it matters where Bobby Kotick says, "Hey, this is where the taxes is not going to hurt you." Oh God. Anyway, yeah. So the next show, we got nothing planned. I think we should go for another movie again. But just haven't figured out what it was going to be. And
Also, we have to talk about Major League Soccer. Their tournament is underway.
yes, it is. I heard about that, and
Yeah,
I need to at least get what's going on. See, it's kind of weird. Major League Soccer has a plan, and it looks like it can work. And
they only had one team that bounced out, and that was it.
I think that was one of the minor league teams, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
one of the
wasn't
minor
like
league team.
yeah, it wasn't like like Portland or like Philly or somebody like that. No, it was one of the
Yeah,
small teams that dropped out.
yeah.
Like, but still, I really feel as though that might be a blueprint of how to do it. Same thing with the NBA, but the NFL wants to still do traveling.
I don't see
That's
it.
the part that gets me, and that's why I think the NFL is not coming back this year. You can't travel that, man. That's way
Nah.
too much travel, way too much movement, way too much factors come in of people getting COVID-19. Because let me tell you how much it will piss you off. You about to get in a playoff run, and this is still a risk for everybody. But
Yeah.
imagine it's week 7, everything's all decent, and all of a sudden your star quarterback is out for the next 3 weeks with COVID. That's devastating.
I mean,
That's
I,
devastating. I
I
don't know
mean,
why a team would even risk that, man.
I'm already kind of heartbroken a little bit on Bradley Beal bouncing out, but I get it, family and health.
Nah, I'm with Bradley.
I
I'm with
get it.
Bradley too. Because Bradley realized that he's been doing a whole lot of protesting. He has been.
Yeah,
Him and John Wall, the Wizards have been really active on
yeah.
this. But I know for a fact Bradley at this point is like, yeah.
But I'm looking at the other Wizard players, kind of like Vince McMahon, ruthless aggression.
Yeah. I'm looking at all of you. This is your chance. Go get it. The price ring is right there. Get it. Go get it.
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. But this was fun. This was definitely fun. I like people that joined in. We had like 6 people total that actually totaled in watching it. So I'm like,
Six.
yes, Yes, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Six.
Also, MEAC, you're watching the show. Me and D want in on the commentary action if you can.
Oh my God, yes. I mean,
Yes,
oh yeah, I'm a clown. I have these niggas because I know they're only as good as JV ballers. Yeah, D said it. But I know how Division One they're fleecing y'all. So whatever that play. But no, for real, seriously, I would love for us to do more stuff with the MEAC SWAC conference, and even with the and we got to follow them now. Even with the 3 teams that are now in the Big South, because
yeah.
it's really hard to it's number one. It's hard for any kid that want to go to these cook schools, but also there's not enough attention on these small schools anyway. And even to keep it fair, even if you're in a smaller conference anyway, like all the rest of the kids and the rest of the teams in the Big Sky, hell, even the American League, nobody knows nobody. I only know America because they're from DC, but I don't know what.
I mean, a lot of these teams, like even the HBCUs, they get more publicity during basketball season. Football, not so much.
Yeah. Look, I think you think it sucks being in the black college. It does. Try being in the Big Sky Conference. Nobody gives a shit about the Big Sky Conference. So yeah, it's already hard enough being a small school anyway. Yeah. So yeah, with the MEAC, anybody from the MEAC, anything like that, yeah, throw attention to us because we talk about how Delaware State don't win a damn game. Yeah. Oh my God, I know they get talent because I was told they get talent. I heard their track and field team is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's and that's the funny thing about like a lot of the teams that went to the Big South. Some of their other sports is still with the MEAC. It's going to still be with the MEAC, like track and field and soccer and stuff like that.
That would make sense.
It's just the major sports like football and basketball. Oh no, they're going Big South. That's just how it is.
And that's just one of those things where you have to do it just so you can have some type of competition with yourself because you don't want to go elsewhere and get crushed. You want to get bigger. So I'm going to the Big South is something because that means they can get bigger.
But they did say
the only thing that's good for them going to the Big South is that you got more people looking at you because you are HBCU.
Yeah,
so you got more eyes than most of us do anyway.
I mean, they did say at most and stuff before we go. They did. The guy, I think I forgot what guy said it, but it was along the lines of, it does suck from the kind of like the HBCU homecoming angle to not have A&T and Bethune-Cookman and Hampton there because of that just HBCU kind of like synergy kind of thing and stuff. It's and I mean, you're going to miss it, but at the same time, hey, if the other sports are still in the MEAC, it's not all lost and stuff. It's just
I will say this because y'all do see each other. It won't be during, and that's like you said again, it won't be during homecoming season, but you are going like Hampton will play Howard every year.
Yeah.
Whether it be at the beginning of the year or whether it be at the end of the year. They should play each other every year. I'm sorry. Why shouldn't they? They've been rivals for how many decades?
I mean, it's kind of like it's like when Maryland left the ACC. I kind of missed the Maryland Duke rivalry, to be honest.
I did. Because that's what made Maryland so good, especially in that last decade, especially when Gary Williams was really pushing that team. Yo,
dude, him and Coach K, I swear, both of them, Coach K and Gary Williams had resting bitch face every time they played.
But son, they had some of the best battles. Yeah, I can't wait for us to. And that's another thing, actually. I think I will do that over us talking about Maryland anyway. I would love for us just to talk about Gary Williams, man. Yes, he was a drunk. Yes, he didn't go to sleep like that. But he revived Maryland basketball and made it to what it is today. And that's actually worth something in my book. It really is, because he took a team that was always middle of the road, always good, but never the best, and pushed them higher and made them a program, a legit program, and made them in a city where it's tough to get kids to go to the colleges anyway and all the rest of that. He put a lot of PG kids on the map, man. A lot of them. Steve Francis, Walt Williams, a few other members. I can't. LaRon Prophet and all them. LaRon Prophet in DC. But look, you know what I'm talking about.
God, LaRon Prophet, holy shit! I knew
LaRon Prophet still lives out here. He works for Maryland. He works for the radio. He does the radio. I know Walt Williams does play, but LaRon Prophet does I think he does TV because he used to work for the Wizards.
So
Man,
I forgot
Laron
what he goes by.
Prophet
Yeah.
is a name I haven't heard in a
I know. I
long
hit your
motherfucking
head up.
time.
I know. I like that. I hit your head,
Woo!
bro. All
Woo!
right, that's good enough. Go on. LaRon Prophet, everybody. Good night.
Later, people. Peace.
LaRon Prophet, bro.
Jesus, between him